This is a brief introduction to the course you'll be taking with me this summer. The first 3 weeks will be online. Week 4 will meet for one intensive week for residency, and then weeks 5 through 8 will be online. My expectation is that the majority of your work will have been pretty much completed at the end of the residency week. You'll have 2 additional postings, 2 additional assignments that you have to worry about for the last month of the course, and that will be your dissertation critiques as well as your final literature review. The first 3 weeks that are online, you'll be dealing with a considerable amount of readings that will reflect your own researcher bias in relation to your problem of practice, and will also reflect your restated problem of practice. There'll also be additional workshops during the residency week where you'll have an opportunity to really think through what you have written for the course in the context of what you will be doing for the rest of the doctoral program. So the workshops will kind of supplement and complement what's going on in our Introduction to Doctoral Studies. It will help you refine and think through your problem of practice as you think about completing your doctoral thesis. During the first 3 weeks, you're going to be looking closely at your own researcher bias, and you're going to be spending a lot of time with Mackey and McAvoy. It's one particular way how to do a literature review, and we're using that in this course. We do use it throughout the program as well, but there are many ways to do literature reviews. You're going to see at least 5 videos in the Introduction to Doctoral course in your Blackboard shell, where some of them I have made up. They're animated cartoons that kind of highlight the important factors in Mackey and McAvoy. And there's also an overview or overarching literature review for graduate students. Not all of everything in that overarching literature review, which you're going to see in the first week, is pertinent to your particular assignment, since I don't allow and we don't look at textbooks and other certain sources as what we are looking for. We're looking at essentially articles from peer-reviewed journals. We're looking at research and scholarship associated with your problem of practice as opposed to books. So some of that particular video will not be exactly pertinent to you, but the majority of it will be. And the animated videos that you're going to get throughout the course will help you kind of navigate Mackey and McAvoy. I'm talking a lot about the literature review because that's the anchor for the course. You start off on your first week by identifying your problem of practice. For many of you, it's simply a carryover from your admission application where you identified and spoke about your problem of practice. So you've got an idea of what you're going to be working on for the next 2 or so years, and you start off by identifying that in your first week. You also identify at least 5 articles from peer-reviewed journals, and then do some readings around that information. The next major piece before we meet in the residency week is your positionality statement, and you'll be learning about that positionality statement. It's simply it's a fancy term for your own bias towards your particular study, and there'll be ample opportunities to read, ask questions, connect with me on that. But that will be due, I believe it's week 2, so you'll have that pretty much major assignment on week 2. After that, we're going to be pretty much looking at academic writing, looking at the differences between qualitative and quantitative research areas. We're going to be studying what's known as paradigms of inquiry, and that is, it may sound fancy, but it's not. It's just simply the philosophical underpinnings of quantitative research and the philosophical underpinnings of qualitative research. So you're going to get an opportunity to look a little bit more closely at those areas. And like I said, the course is relatively intensive, but it is over with in 8 weeks. You're going to be happy when it's over with, and I promise I will be too. So I look forward to meeting you in person, and I'll see you in 3 weeks.